YouTube and Instagram. So y'all come on in. I'm giving everybody a chance to get to go ahead and come in on YouTube as well as Instagram, and we will get started in just a second. Let me know, how is the weather where you're at right now. Today it was really cool. It was a little bit cooler than what it normally is. So it's a fall brisk outside. So I am just trying to see where this is going, because a lot of times we can get cool like this, and then 2 weeks from now it can literally be back summertime. We're in zone 8B, southeast Georgia, so sometimes the weather plays around with you, but it was seriously like really cool this morning. Okay, so from the ground up garden is Pensacola, Florida. I bet the weather is gorgeous there and so contagious. How are you? Okay, about 90 degrees in California and zone 9A. So still nice weather. Still nice weather. That's why I wanted to go over the three some I have a lot of things you can do during fall, but I don't want to overwhelm you. But I want to talk about three things, okay, in Quietly Garden. Okay, so we're in the same zone, 8B, but you're still in Texas. But yeah, it's been a little bit cool. Hello, Laverne, how are you? But before I go over the three things, I want to do a disclaimer. Now, the three things we're going to talk about for you could do in fall, that's why I wanted to see where you all were at, because it depends on your growing zone. Because what I may talk about, it may not be time for you to do yet. And it's one thing that I have on here. It's not time for me to do yet, but I have it on my radar, and I will tell you in detail how I'm prepping for it. Hello from 37 on. How are you? How are you today? So let's go ahead. Let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Y'all, make sure that you get on our text message list, because sometimes I don't put the community post out in time on YouTube or Instagram, but I always text my text list, and I always email. So you can get on our list two different ways. You can text Let's Grow, LETSGROW, to 474747. That's Let's Grow to 474747. Or you can get on our email list if you haven't downloaded the 5 Tips to a Flourishing Garden ebook. Go ahead and download that guide. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make just a sign up list here in the near future, so that you can just go in and sign up. And I'll put that link once it's done, because I want y'all to be notified. Because like the other day, we did an impromptu live. So when we do things like that, I definitely want you to be notified. Now, if you see me looking two different ways or over, it's because we're broadcasting from two different devices on YouTube and Instagram. But what I'm going to do for YouTube, if you missed the impromptu live on Wednesday, our Grow Academy is now open, and we have people that are signing up. It is a 4-week course that is going to take you from starting your garden to planting your garden, to growing your garden, to maintaining your garden. I wanted to drip it out week by week so that it's not overwhelming, because it's a lot of information in there. It's a lot of handouts. It's a lot of ebooks. It's a lot of guides that is included in the course that you can download, a companion planting guide. We have a video on how, if you're ready to get started, a quick way to do a DIY raised bed. You can seriously do this by yourself. This is the same thing that I coached my cousin who had just moved to North Carolina. I told her what to do, what to ask for, and she did it by herself, set it up, and was growing. She's sending me pictures now of the things that she's growing. So that is now open. So if you're ready to get started growing, maintaining, we're talking about pet. Y'all know we got to talk about pests in there too. YouTube on Instagram, click the first link in the bio, is the very first link. And then YouTube, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put the link in the chat. I think that's what it's called, the link in the chat. Let me make sure I'm on mute so that you can go ahead and enroll and sign up. Okay, so thank you all so much for taking time out of your day. Let's go ahead and let's get started. That okay, did you just how are you liking the Lettuce Grow ebook, Yankee Sister? I'm so glad that you printed it out because it's so funny that you said that. I just ate a salad and it had romaine lettuce in there. And I'm like, you know what? I got to plant me some romaine lettuce seeds. I got to. I just got to. I have to do it. We've been planning some things. We're going to have some videos coming out on YouTube. We are now starting to switch over to our fall. So we planted bok choy the other day and some other things. We're starting with the patio first, and we're starting to just kind of flip our beds over. We still got bell peppers and tomatoes growing. Y'all know it's hard for me during this time, but we have grow bags too that I'm about to get ready to just go ahead and start growing in. But today I wanted to talk about three things that you could be doing right now. And if you're just joining us, the disclaimer was it depends on your grow zone because you have to know your growing zone because what I'm going to talk about today, like one of the things I can't do right now, I have to wait a little while longer. But for some of our northern gardeners, now may be the time for you to do it. So let's go ahead and get into it with number one. So the first thing, I understand, Yankee Sister. I totally understand. I'm like that too. So the first thing I have you can do right now, like if you are a flower lover, you like things like tulips and daffodils and different bulbs, you can go ahead before the ground freezes if you are in a cooler zone and go ahead and plant your bulbs or go ahead and plan out where you want to plant them and get your bulbs in the ground before the ground freezes. Now, for me, I love tulips, but for I see we have some zone 9A, some zone 8A, 8B. Let me tell you what I do with tulips. So it is a place called Color Blends that I order from. And let me tell you, like I love the varieties that they have. It's like colorblends.com. They have all type of bulbs. But I love the different varieties. But for us in the South, in my particular zone 8B, it just does not get cold enough for us to have that cold time frame and then the tulips come up and flower. It doesn't get cold enough here over the last few years. Like we'll get the foliage, we'll get the greenery, but we won't get the tulip, like we won't get the flowers. So what I like about Color Blends is they pre-chill it for you and then they send them out to you based on your growing zone. So most times when I am planting tulips, I go ahead and order now because the varieties they go really quick, like some of the prettier varieties, they go really quick. So you can go ahead and order them. They'll pre-chill it for you, but normally they send me mine out in January because they've pre-chilled it for me. January, February is the time that that we're starting to get like cold. When I say cold, we're starting to get maybe 32 now, or 29 early in the morning, but then it warms up that day. So it can finish. I'll go ahead and put them in the ground. Still got cold, but I found over the last few years when I do it that way, I have bulbs, the flowers that will come up. And that is how I kind of figured it out because I would plant the tulips and the different bulbs and I get the beautiful greenery, but no tulips. So that's a quick note for us in the hotter zones. If you ever have problems with tulips, think about that. And Color Blends, they're the only company that I have found. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a whole lot of companies that sell so many beautiful bulbs, but that's the only company that I have found that will pre-chill them for you. I think it's like a $10 fee extra, but they'll pre-chill it for you, send it out to you based on your zone. You can go ahead, dig them, put them down, cover them up. And we did a video on that because we have a lot of squirrels, so I have to put that mesh netting over so that the animals won't dig it up. And then when I see them starting to sprout, I remove it before it starts to, go through. Yankee Sister, 100 tulips from Costco. Yeah, see, you're in zone 6A. So that's perfect for you. You get that cold period, and I know they're so beautiful. I've started to see the bulbs out now, like the alliums, and what if it was another one that I just absolutely love. But I hope y'all don't hear the lawnmower. I told my husband, I was like, you gotta cut this grass. I can't keep walking out there like that. We've had rain all this week. So think about that. But now, depending on the zone, it's a great time for you to plant bulbs. Another thing it's a great time for us to do is to plant garlic. But I'm gonna give you a disclaimer of what I do. I got my garlic the other day from King Garlic. And what I have to do is I have to chill them in my refrigerator. I just put them like in the crisper drawer for about 8 to 12 weeks. So they're down there, they're in a paper bag. I put my note on there, do not touch, stapled it. I stapled it, do not touch. So I have to do what's pre-chilling with the garlic because I normally plant the garlic out. You still want to plant it before the ground freezes, but if you're in a cooler zone, like a lot of our northerner gardeners, they're starting to put those bulbs in the ground. But I will probably start to put mine out around mid-November, late November, and get them in the ground. A lot of times they'll sprout just a little bit of greenery, they'll overwinter, and then they'll start to wake back up. But I have really been impressed with the garlic from King Garlic. Like these are, I don't know if it's just because of the variety, but ever since I started to chill them the way I've done and then plant them, the bulbs were just so beautiful. I have not had to buy garlic yet, and I still have some bulbs that we stored. So think about, if you want to plant flowers, think about the different bulbs that you can plant. Also garlic, if you want to try garlic, go ahead and think about that as well. Now, a lot of people have asked me, can you take the garlic from the store and plant it? I have done that and they have grown, but I do get like the organic garlic, so that it hasn't been treated with anything, and then I will just separate the cloves and put them in the ground. So like I said, a lot of times people are ordering things now, so if you can't get on it, then that is an option that you may want to do. Like I've tried a lot of things from the grocery store that I have grown and they were successful. So think about that as well. The next thing, number 2, my garlic beds have been re-amended 3 weeks. Okay, I have garlic to go and ready. Yes, yeah, Yankee sister, I know you are doing it. You are doing it. And that is amazing. So yeah, think about garlic. If you want to see those beautiful tulips, think about that. Go ahead, go online, get some inspiration, because they have all color tulips and they're so pretty and they're so hard to choose. But definitely think about that. Now, number 2, this is what you can do. Yes, Laverne, that is when I plant my celery as well. I plant celery in the fall. I'm so glad that you put that up there. I'm trying it's red celery we got from Baker Creek. I'm going to go ahead and plant that. I might start that from seed. I may be like a couple of weeks behind, but that's okay. They overwinter. I saw that you were in 8A2. They overwinter for me. I'm in 8B. But even when I plant my fall things, I still provide them with a good layer of mulch, just to keep, the temperatures consistent. But celery is definitely good to plant. And we planted some last fall and we really ate off of it. I ended up freezing it because I love putting them in smoothies. I love using the leaves. And so, yes, celery, definitely you could do that in the fall. I did that last year and they were a little small, but I was happy. Yes, 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 yes. So that's another thing to think about. The next thing that I want you all to do, if you're able to transition over to fall gardening, any type of dead plants, any type of diseased plant, go ahead, get them out of the garden now. So a lot of times, depending on how low your temperatures get, a lot of flowers or vegetables or herbs are just for summer or spring and summer. So what you can do is anything that's died, look like it's on its way out, anything like that, go ahead, pull those up, pull them out, And then you could do a couple of things. If you have something for fall, mums are out, pansies are coming out. You can plant something, a fall vegetable or flower or herb in that space, but just go ahead and pull those out. Just go ahead and start like cleaning that up. Any diseased plant, go ahead, move that, get it out of there. Get it out. So you can start doing that now. Just, work consistently. Go ahead. I am from Georgia. The next thing, this is one of my favorite things to do in the fall. Yankee Sister said mowers. Yes, go ahead and get that out of there. This is what I really like to do in the fall. This is a great time to do it. So if you have some perennials, and the reason why I love this is because I may have shared this with you before. This is how my grandmother was able to share a lot of her plants that she grew in the garden. She was able to give away a lot of plants that people would say, oh, I think that's pretty. Oh, I like that. So what she would do, okay, Glado from California. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all have desert dirt. Well, you got to build up your soil. You could definitely build up your soil and grow, even if you have to do like a raised bed or container. So one of my favorite things to do in the fall, like if you have perennials, now is a great time to divide them. So daylilies are really good. Like you can divide them, give them away to family and friends to go ahead and start. Like this is what my grandmother used to do. She didn't go to the garden center. They switched, they swapped, they divided plants, and then they kept growing. So if you have perennials that can be divided, you can go ahead, dig them up, divide them, and then now you have 2, or maybe you have 3. But now is a great time to divide your perennials, and also now is a great time to plant your perennials, because the weather has cooled down a little bit, and so it's not like, how sometimes I try my best. I'm not going to say I succeed all the time, but I try my best not to plant too much in the summer, because it's so hot here, and a lot of times the plants, like, they may become a little bit stressed. But I notice in the spring and the fall, I just told someone today on Instagram, fall is my favorite time to garden because it's less pest pressure for me, but then it's cooler, and it's just great. It's just great. So if you have some perennials that you see, check some of your garden centers, because I'm telling y'all, I'm starting to see the Christmas trees. They need to move that stuff. We talked about this before. They need to move that stuff out of there. So a lot of times from now to about November, you'll see a lot of perennials that are on sale. So you can plant perennials now, as long as the ground is not frozen. Now, if you're in a zone where the ground is frozen, then I would not suggest it right now. But if the ground has not frozen yet, and the reason why I like to plant perennials in the fall, because it gives the plant time to, focus on the root growth, so that when spring comes, it wakes up and is ready to go and flourish. So think about, if you have perennials that need to be divided, now is a great time to divide your perennials. Or if you need to plant perennials, now is a great time to do it as well. So let me go through the comments really, really quick. I still have one celery plant that I planted last fall. I'm telling you, they are workhorses too. They last, still growing after I harvested in the spring, and it came back. I had left the roots in the ground. I noticed that about celery, Yankee Sister. Hello, Catherine, Garden at Home, LWS. How are you? I noticed that the only reason why I just pulled the celery is because I was like, I gotta put my tomatoes, I gotta put my peppers there. But the celery is like a workhorse as well. It really is. And with your zone, I know it did very good. And like you said, it'll come back. So yes. All the good fall. I'm so excited because all of the good fall vegetables. I was looking, like I said, when I first got on, I was like, I gotta plant me some romaine lettuce. I had a salad today with romaine, and I was like, I gotta plant me some romaine lettuce. So if you're just joining, I just wanted to recap 3 things that you could do, like now that we're into the fall. And the first one is if you love flowers, bulbs like tulips, peonies. Peonies is a hard one for me to grow here. I'm teetering on that line. But a lot of different bulbs, and they're starting to put it out at the garden center. So you can plant your bulbs, you can plant flowers that you can, that it says plant in the fall and then like bloom in the spring. So it's all type of different bulbs. But I also shared that I do like color blends because they pre-chill it for me. But all of the bulbs don't need pre-chilled. We've ordered some where they just didn't pre-chill it. We just put them in the ground and then they just came up. That's just particular for me with tulips. Garlic is also a good one to go ahead and plant. Go ahead, pull up any dead plants now, any diseased plants that's on their way out. Go ahead and get those out. And then the last thing is you can divide your perennials. Specifically, I'm thinking about my daylilies. Daylilies, there's so many other perennials you can divide, like cone flowers, you can divide those. And then also you can plant a lot of perennials and be on the lookout for some sales too, y'all. The sales are about to come. Desi loves GT. How are you? I got my tulips, daffodils, and is it high? I hope I'm saying it right because I've heard it two different ways. Hyacinth. I'm trying to bring back my amaryllis by putting it in a dormancy period. Yes, 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 yes. How do you know when to harvest the lettuce? Do the leaves? You know what? Lettuce is so easy to grow, and a lot of the varieties we grow, I harvest it. I do what's called leafing off. And I do that with a lot of my turnips, a lot of my kales, where I don't pull the whole head. What I do is I just leaf off of it. So I get what I need from the outer edge and still allow the like middle and the other leaves to grow. So a lot of the lettuces, like it'll say 25 days for baby stage, like if you like those baby leaves, or it may say 45 days full maturity. So you, between the 25 and 45 day, and maybe even a little bit, that's just an estimate. It could be over, it could be under, depending on how you like it. But that's normally how I do my lettuce. Like I'll just leaf off of it and prolong it. I'll do that. Now, when it becomes spring and it becomes like too hot, that's when you'll see like the middle shoot up. That means it's going to seed, and so it's what you call bolting. And when it bolts like that, I'll go ahead and finish it off and I'll pull it. Okay, let's see here. Hello, Angela, how are you? So I just wanted to just share that with y'all. If you had some things you wanted to do for fall, just to, we still, it starts to slow down for some of us. I'm still putting fall plants in, but now is a good time to do different things like that, or a good time to like kind of clean up the garden. So just think about, if you need to do something like that, then you can do that. And I mean, it's so much to do. For all of my northern gardeners, if you don't have anything to plant, you can take leaves and put it down and just kind of mulch it. Just don't leave it bare. My buttercrunch lettuce I love buttercrunch lettuce too. I'm telling y'all, a salad every day, I can't go wrong. I just can't go wrong. When I can't find anything else to eat, I'm like, let me just get a salad. So I'm super excited to be growing the salad so that I don't have to go to the store and I can just walk seriously outside, just leaf off of it, and then, just rinse it off and put my other veggies on there. So I hope you all have enjoyed this live. Make sure you like the live and give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you share it with others too, just in case they need something to do for fall. And I hope you all have a safe weekend. I'm so proud of myself for keeping it short, y'all. Because it's getting dark, and I got one more patio container that I wanted to get planted so that I can film it and get it out to you guys, hopefully by next week. But we'll have some YouTube videos coming out over the weekend that shows the first patio planter that we planted, just how we prepped and everything. But I hope this was helpful for you. Make sure you like and share. You all be safe. Again, get on the text message list, get on the email list so that we can email you every time that we go live. Thank you all so much for your time today, and you all have a great weekend.